Hey, what's up guys? DJ LeFave here with another touchportal tutorial for you. Yes, I've been playing around a lot with the program lately and there's so many fun things that you can do. I'm going to be here to teach you how to uncork some of this awesomeness. So today we're going to show you how to control your live stream, PowerPoint presentation, basically anything that touchportal can do, you can now do with a voice command. So we've got this OBS source right here. It's a TV. So all I have to do is say TV off. And then it's gone. So if I wanted to come back, I've got it already configured. I just have to say TV on. Come here. All right, yeah, a little scorpion right there. Okay, so you want to control a PowerPoint? Easy. Next. There we go. Very, very awesome. All right, so before we dive into this, hey, I'm a DJ, and I want to show you something a little bit more complex, what you can do, a whole bunch of fun stuff. This is powered by touchportal and then activated with a voice command. You guys want to dance real quick? Here we go. Let's dance. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick, now walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself. That's right, that's right. That is some really fun stuff that you can do with touchportal, basically. All in touchportal, OBS, and we just did some voice commands. All right, enough shenanigans. Here we go. Let's get into this. All right. What you need VoiceAttack, you need touchportal, and you need Windows. VoiceAttack only works on Windows. If you find some other way to do basically the same functionality on a Mac, then kudos to you, but I got a Windows, so I'm going to teach you Windows. Next. All right, how this all works. Well, VoiceAttack action, it's going to overwrite a text file. And then touchportal, the global value, reads that text file, and then the touchportal global event performs a specified action when that text file changes. Sound confusing? I'm here to make it not confusing for you, all right? Next. 5 steps involved with this. Very easy. I'm going to walk through live tutorial on each one, how to do each one of these simple 5 steps. Number 1, we're going to create a text document. Then we're going to create a VoiceAttack command. Then inside of touchportal, we're going to create a value, a flow, and then an event. And then bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself some VoiceAttack action. Next. The live tutorial we're going to cover, we're going to do a voice command to control OBS. We're going to show you how to easily add new voice commands. Once we have one created, the rest are super easy just to keep on adding on top of that. And finally, I'm going to show you how to control PowerPoint with voice commands. Next. And the brains behind this, well, Chris had the better way of developing this. I had a way, but his way, much better. I want to give props to him, kudos to him. Link is in the video description. If you guys want to go buy him a coffee, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Next. All right, and of course, it couldn't be a YouTube video without somebody asking you to support the channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, we do a whole bunch of fun stuff with live streams, so make sure you hit the little notification button if you want to be a part of the most interactive show on YouTube. Next. And we're here already, so let's go. Okay. So the things that you need to start off with, obviously, touchportal. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't have the free version. I'm using the pro version, but the good news is the pro version only costs $12.99 USD. Spring for it. There's so much functionality involved with this. I definitely recommend that you do that. The next thing you need is VoiceAttack. VoiceAttack has a free version, and then you can purchase it to get more commands. So you're limited on the amount of commands. And finally, this is the right here, what this does is this is the slideshow control plugin that goes inside of touchportal. If you want to do the PowerPoint stuff, then this one is for you. All these links can be found in the description of the video. Doing good on time? Doing great on time. Fantastic on time. Fantastic. All right, so step one what we're going to do with this is you want to create a text document. Do you know how to create a text document? Well, this is my desktop, right? My desktop, I'm going to right click on the desktop and I'm going to say new, and I'm going to say text document. And this text document we're going to call VoiceAttack example document right there. That's it. You don't have to put anything else in it. We have just created it. We threw it on the desktop, and now we are ready to get into VoiceAttack, right? The next thing is to create a VoiceAttack command. So we're going to keep it very simple on this one. We're going to do a camera on and a camera off. The camera you see here is going to come on, and the camera you see right here is going to go off. So to do that, you could actually give the command first inside VoiceAttack. So I could say something like this: camera off. Right? So once it recognized it, you see it's an unrecognized command, but it got your words right there. We're going to double click on that, camera off, and then it's going to bring up this whole thing right here, this little window. So when I say camera off, we're going to go to the other section. In the other section, it's advanced, and then it's going to be write text to a file. And we're going to write the text. Remember what you write here exactly. Capitalization or no capitalization, remember what you write here. Camera off. And then later down on this window, we're going to say overwrite file if it doesn't already exist, and we're going to browse to the file that we just created, and we slapped it on our desktop, VA example, and we'll say open. Okay, so that is what that is going to look like, and we will say okay, and that's it. Now we want to do a similar action. We're also going to do camera on, right? So now that we've already created this one right here, camera off, I'm just going to right click on it and I'm going to say duplicate, and we'll get both of these out of the way early on. So this one, I'm just going to say camera on. And you just have to double click on thing that's already created for you right here. Just double click on it and we're going to say camera on. And the same thing, the file's already there. We duplicated it, overwrite it if it already exists. Yes, yes, yes. Everything looks good. Perfect, perfect. We're going to zoom back out and we'll say okay, we'll say apply, and done. Okay, great. So we have two commands in here right now. If you want to see if they work or not, you just have to bring up this first portion of VoiceAttack, just similar voice, very, very simplistic VoiceAttack here. Camera on, and it recognized it. Camera off, and it recognized that. All right, good. Check and check. I always recommend that you do those checks while you're there. All right, so now we have to go inside of touchportal. So inside of touchportal, which looks like this, we are going to first go to values, the value section. This is the new fancy touchportal version 3. It's I'm really digging this version. It's got a whole bunch of great stuff in it. Highly recommend you guys go check that out. Okay, so we're in the values tab. Come on over here, and we're going to say add value. So we are going to just call, you can call these whatever you want, right? I'm going to say this is VoiceAttack commands, and I'll just do underscore, and we'll call this sample. And then the name is important. I'm just going to say example underscore VAC, VoiceAttack command. And you can leave the default value empty. You don't have to understand what all this does. I don't necessarily understand what all this does, but it works. So just follow this to the T and you'll be A-OK. All right, so next we have to actually create an action. These are global items right here. Sure, you can create just a button to do these things, but if these types of things that you want to create and reuse over and over again, I highly recommend that you go into flows where you can create your actions right there. So inside of flows, I'm going to add a new flow, and this flow is going to be called example camera off. We'll do camera off first. And then we're going to go to this left side over here, and we are going to go to the OBS section, and I'm going to say set source visibility. Basically, I'm going to take this source, that's my camera, I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to turn it on. So we click add that right there, pops up right here. So I'm going to say hide, and then for the scene, I have this guy tucked away on the compiled bottom right there, overlay bottom. And we're going to say that this is the camera with effects. Perfect. And then that's all good. And we shall, oh, while I'm here, I'm just going to copy this because that makes it quicker. Copy, save. And the next thing we do is we got to turn it on. So now we're going to say example camera on. And because we copied it, we can just paste it here. And now we're going to say show it. Show it, and then we go down and click save. All right, so now we have created the text document, created the VoiceAttack command, created the value, and we have created the flow. Now we have to put that all together and we have to trigger it, and that's where events come into play. Events are located right here in the top next to value, sandwiched between flows. We click on events. We're going to click add event. This event name, and this is the important part of this tutorial, right? This is really where it's all going to piece together. So we're going to say VoiceAttack commands, and then I'm just going to say example because I'm going to delete this when I'm done. All right, the event that is going to trigger all this is when a file changes. What file? That text file that we created earlier. So we're going to click the down button here. file IO when file changes. Bliggity splat, cooldown time, blah, 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 blah. When file, and let's go select that file that that we just created, and we slapped on the desktop, and we called it VA example, and we will click open. Perfect. So now that is what the beginning of this whole thing looks like. Now you can go about this next step one of two ways. I'll do the way that it was taught by Chris originally, and this is going to be file input output, and we are going to say file contents to value. Basically, we're going to take the whatever gets written into this text file, and we're going to turn it into a value. So click on that, set file, the same one that we just had open right there, which is VA example. And the contents to the value is that one we just made earlier, example VAC. So whatever you create earlier, this is what is going to show up and what you're going to get. So we click on that. All right, so now what this is saying is when this file changes, we're going to now have this value stored here. Cool. Final step, we're going to add a logic function right here. Logic. It's going to be an if statement. Bring it on in. And then we're going to say if values, example is, and we'll say camera on. This is exactly word for word what you typed in that text file, what you want it to be written when it says camera on, all right? When the camera is on, and we're going to execute a flow, one of the flows that we just created. So let's bring this on in here, put it right in between the if and the end if statement, and we are going to execute the flow. I got lots of flows, and we're going to say camera on. All right, cool. So that's everything you need for camera on. Now, if I hold the control key, click, 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 boom, copy. And then down here, I'm going to say paste all copied actions. Now, this is one of the hokey things with touchportal is that it doesn't paste it right below it. And that upsets me. I hope that they go and fix that. I hope they're watching this video. I hope they get that taken care of. So we're going to take this set file, just drag it back on up here. So if it's camera on, turn the camera on. If it is camera off, we are going to turn the camera off. Okay? Bliggity splat, and we are going to say save. Okay, now how do we know if this thing actually works? Well, this is the command right here, and I'm going to say, you got to kind of pause for a second so that way VoiceAttack clears its cache out. Ready? Camera off. You see how that turned gray right behind this whole command? That means that it recognized the event. Camera on. Bam! Super, super, super easy, right? It is incredibly easy. And that is how now you could basically create a flow for anything. Anything that touchportal can do. Control your lights, control things on your computer, well, it can't control your spouse. I've learned that the hard way. It doesn't work that way. But it can control a whole bunch of stuff. Again, real quick, camera off. Again, I didn't give it that space in between. So you got to give it like maybe a second and a half break. Camera off. Camera on. So if all you did was wanted to come here to learn how to do that, then that's it. That's all you have to see. You guys can just make sure you like, subscribe, share. Whole bunch more stuff coming out for touchportal on here because I am only scratching the surface of what this guy can do, or gal. I'm not sure what, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It is fan-freaking-tastic. I love it so much, and it is the tool that is helping me create the most interactive live stream experience on YouTube. So make sure you guys all tune in and check that out. So if you're done with that, you're done with that. If not, we're going to go over to the PowerPoint section right now because I promised you that in the beginning. So everything is already created. We can use the same VoiceAttack text file. We can use the same everything. Everything is the same. We just have to create some new flows. So the flows that we are going to create is you go to the flows section. Again, flows are the actions, every action that you want to create. So flows, add a new flow, and the name is going to be example PowerPoint next slide, okay? And then because I've already installed the plugin, which I've given you the link, it's the same as installing any touchportal plugin. And if you guys want smaller, quicker videos on how to do some of the more simpler functions inside of touchportal, just holler, leave a comment. I'm happy to go and take care of that for you and show you. It's called slideshow controls. So you can do a whole bunch of different actions here. We're going to do slideshow control action. Bring it on in here. And the action that we are going to do is we're going to make it go to, these are all the ones that you can see you can do right now. We're going to say next slide, okay? And we'll say add. So when this flow is executed. It's going to go to the next slide. So we're going to now say save, and now that flow has been created. So let's back it up again and go to the beginning. We got to go to VoiceAttack, and we got to come up with a command for next slide. I'm going to do something very simple, and we're going to say next slide. So double click on next slide, right? And this window is going to pop open. And when I say next slide, it's going to be other. It's going to be advanced. It's going to be write to a text file. And in this text file, we're going to say next slide. Open that same document that we've been talking about over and over and over and over again, the VA example one, and we're going to overwrite it. At this point, you can actually just copy this right here, the text that's going to be written, and we'll say OK. And then after this is done, we'll say OK, done. Let's get back in the touch portal, and we can go back to our events. Inside of our events, we've already created this one, the VA command, the VoiceAttack commands. Let's click Edit, and then inside Edit, we're going to just add it. We'll go from the beginning here. We're going to go logic, and we're going to add an if statement, right? And it shows up right here. If values example is, this is where you paste it in there. So basically, if the value is transferred to say next slide, then we're going to execute that flow, and we're going to bring this in here, and we're going to execute the PowerPoint next slide. Now, you could just do this if statement, and you could add the action right in here. If it's an action you're only going to use one time, just with VoiceAttack, voice command, then you could go so far as to actually just bring this on in here. We'll just say, I don't know, quit. We'll say add, and then you could just slide that in there. But we're not going to do that for this. Delete. You sure you want to delete? Yes, I'm sure I want to delete. Save. Okay, so I'm going to open up a another PowerPoint, right? And what I'm going to do with this PowerPoint is I'm going to put it into window mode. If you guys don't know how to put a presentation into window mode, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. Just go up to slideshow, go to setup slideshow, and then we're going to say present in an individual window. We shall say OK, and sample, and then duplicate, and we'll call this sample 2. So now we have 2 slides, okay? Zoom on out, and we're going to put it into presentation mode. There it is. So wait a second. Next slide. Next slide. Come on, baby. Come on. Did it not capture it correctly? File not written. File are. Oh, I'm already using that command there. That is why. That is why. Simple. So hey, we learned on the fly here. We learned on the fly. File not written. It's because I'm already using something called next slide. So good to know. Good to see. Good to know. So we're going to add a new command, and this new command is going to be called next my bad. All right. You just get to see the steps over again. Other, advanced, and I do all my recordings one take. I hate editing, so you'll see sometimes a little bit of hiccups, but you know it's all part of the learning process. And I love doing this. Love it. Love it. So we're going to call this my bad. So when the text my bad comes in there, we're going to be good to go. There you go. There you go. Okay. Done. Now we have to go back inside of Touch Portal, and inside of the command, we have to make this say my bad. My bad. My bad, y'all. But always good to see. So now all I have to say is, what did I have to say? What did we call it? This is one of those problems with voice commands. We called it next my bad. Okay, cool. So here we go. Next my bad. It triggered. Next my bad. Oh, come on. It's triggering. It's seeing it. But something is a little bit off here. Oh, we didn't have an end statement. Something got moved here. Do you see that? Do you see that? Camera on, end if. We need another and statement. Somehow that got, oh, when we deleted that one. Again, this is all great stuff for you guys to be seeing. So we're going to drag this end right there. So we have an if, and if, and if. This should go here. This, there. Everything should be connecting. It should be connecting. What's going on? Do I need another? Oh, 1, 2. Oh, there you are. There you are, you cheeky little guy. Cheeky little guy. Perfect. Save. Next, my bad. Fire it off, baby. Fire it off. Well, this is always part of the fun. Always part of the fun. Example PowerPoint. Next slide. My bad is the word that we put in there. It is triggering off because again, this should be working, right? Camera off. Camera on. That's all working. So we're going to say save here. And this is a lot of what my live streams kind of look like too. My live streams have a lot of fun. We kind of work through problems together on the stream. It's a very, very, very good time. Oh, because it's set for quit. Why is it set for quit? Because I showed you quit. Computers tell you, they do what you tell them to do. That is what happens. They do what you tell them to do. So another great lesson here. Next, my bad. Next, my bad. Well, we did have a couple of issues with this, which is just fun to see. I don't know why it's not working. If the text is my bad, let's just go and double check VoiceAttack here. Again, this is all part of the learning experience. So it recognized next my bad, right? It recognized it. So we're gonna write. Oh. If you guys are watching and saw that I said may bad, that is what was written in there for some reason. May bad. It's may bad. So instead of fixing the file, we're going to go into this, and if we say may bad. Next, my bad. There you go. Kudos. We finally fired through this one. We got that one. And next, my bad. And it ends. So there we did. We tackled everything. We tackled everything right there. Again, I'm DJ LeFave. I love having fun on this channel. This is what I do. These are hobbies for me. I will say this went a little bit longer than I had wanted the recording to go, but still, all the information's here. Hope you guys had a great time. More and more tutorials will be coming your way very, very shortly because I'm just having a blast with this. So, in a world full of creators, be an innovator. I'm DJ LeFave. Out.